Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Happy Sacred Sunday. Today we have a special treat in store, something that's very heartfelt. So get ready, get the tissues ready, get the tea ready, get whatever you need to get ready for this video because we're gonna get deep into our feelings today, and we're not gonna hold back. I want to share with you guys a personal experience, two actually personal things that really have been on my mind these last couple days, and I think it's going to be very beneficial to everyone in general, because I think sometimes we focus on ourselves a lot, and sometimes I think it's good for us to step outside of ourselves to act more grateful, and just to not be so self-centered in every single aspect of our lives. There's nothing wrong with focusing on yourself and building and trying to be a better person, but sometimes the experiences outside of ourselves can bring light into how we could be better people, can bring experiences on how we could be better people, and sometimes it's God's way of communicating with us. So taking a second to step outside of yourself and realize the people around you, the world around you, the people that you have in your life can be a great blessing and a great benefit. So we're gonna get right into today's video, but before we do remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, do like the video, and comment below. I want to hear you guys' experiences on something that's similar that I'm gonna go through in the rest of this video. Maybe something or someone who touched your heart, someone that you're grateful for. Drop a comment below on who that person is, and maybe a little small sentence or two as to why you're grateful for them. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. Okay, so getting right into it, like I said to you guys in the intro, a lot of the time we're so focused on what we're doing that we don't take a second to realize that God's trying to talk to us. And I'd say a few days ago, I had that experience. Not with just God trying to talk to me, but something that really touched my heart. And it's this young man. I don't know if he's a child, to be honest. I don't know if he definitely looks like a younger man. He could be in his teens. He could be in his early 20s. I'm not sure. But this young man, I encountered him several times. And just to give you guys some context, I go to the gym. I do my best. I'm usually successful, but I do go to the gym Sunday through Friday. There might be 1 or 2 days, depending on my schedule. If I'm traveling, that just is not possible. But majority of the time, I'm there without fault. Without missing. But getting back to what I'm trying to convey here, I go to the gym every Sunday through Friday, and I have the opportunity to see this young man. And this young man, he is disabled. He has crutches. He has an eye patch, and you can tell maybe there's something he's just disabled. However, I see that I go to the gym Sunday through Friday. I see that young man at the gym every day that I'm there. And he's probably there even longer than I am there. There's sometimes where I walk in and he's there and I'm leaving before him. Or sometimes where I see probably just got there. He probably got there a few minutes after me and he's leaving after me. And I've seen him a few times. But sometimes, majority of the time, and I think a lot of us are guilty of this, I'm so caught up in the gym of working out and listening. I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm working out and listening to podcasts that I've seen him, and I was like, oh, I had that moment of admiration, but it never went further than that moment. I just quickly went back to what I was doing. And for some reason, a few days ago, I was on one of the machines and he was getting water. And the water is on the other side of the gym, but it was still visible to where my machine was. And as he was getting water, he was just getting water. He was doing what he usually does: get water, go back to his machine or go back to whatever he was doing. He walked past me, and for some reason it hit me that he could be a young kid or he could be a young man, but either way he's disabled. And there's no one here for him. I've seen him get in the car. I think his father or someone picks him up at the end. I seen it like one time. But he goes to the gym faithfully every single day. He does not miss. And I don't stalk him at the gym. I don't want you guys to think that I'm stalking him, but I see him and he's very consistent. And I just so happy because it's not that like the gym is huge, like you'll run into the same people that walked in or that are around. But I see him do his thing and I see him do it without complaint. He doesn't even do it with headphones. And the crazy part to me, well, not the crazy part, but the part that really, I don't know why that day it just hit me, that sometimes we complain about our circumstances. We complain about going to the gym. We complain about things that we ultimately want. We want a better body. We want to have mental strength. We want to have resilience. We want to be perceived in the world as someone who is admirable. But sometimes we get in our own way, or sometimes we're just ungrateful for the things that we have, that we don't even like take a moment to realize I'm able to walk. Like, for example, me, I'm able to walk without crutches. I'm able to see with both my eyes. I'm able to drive myself to the gym every single day. And here's this young man that I don't know mentally what he's going through. I don't know him personally, but to see his dedication despite his opportunity was hit my heart so much, and it made me just not want to complain. It made me not want to even think about ever having ill will towards going to the gym, or even being like fatigued or be like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. Like, you have a young man here who probably wishes that he can walk as freely as I do. And that doesn't stop him. And he does it, you can see, with so much joy and so much discipline. And a part of me wishes I could just go up to him and talk to him. But and then again, I don't know if he's underage. So don't be talking to people who are underage, whether you're a man or a woman. Don't be doing that. Like, especially like if they have those kind of circumstances. Wait until, you know, there's someone present, their their guardian or their parent, especially if you're unsure. Just wait, because it's one, you could really startle someone. Number two, if they're underage, that's just not appropriate. You don't know them. And then number three, you don't want to come off like a weirdo. Like, that's just pretty much it. But I see him from a distance, and I applaud him, I pray for him, and I hope one day I can run into his dad and talk to him, and maybe hopefully, just at least start a conversation. Because I don't know, like I said, I don't know if he's a young man, I don't know if he's like in his early 20s or not, but nonetheless, his dedication to the gym, his one simple act has enlightened something in me to be grateful for my current circumstance of restarting, of being able, of going to the gym, of trying to get more fit, of trying to be more consistent, of being disciplined. I think that's the one that highlights out of everything that I felt in that moment. It was, I wanted to be just as disciplined as this young man, not make any excuses, not complain, just go ahead and do it. And I think that sometimes we just could be such in our heads that if I wasn't, I don't know what that day was for me as to why I like chose to realize this young man outside of just a moment of seeing him in admiration, but seeing him for truly the inner struggles that he has. He's at a gym with weights and he can barely walk. And he's going in, he's lifting these weights, he's doing what he could do. And it just touched me so much. One, I have brothers, older and younger, and I can only imagine if they were in that position. I would want to hold their hand. I would want to be there for them. And I know that guys and girls are different, but just as a woman, like that touched me. And it made me think about my greater goal as to why I'm even doing half of the things that I'm doing. Because a lot of it isn't, well, for me personally, my goal of building stability and prosperity goes beyond me. It goes beyond the things that maybe I want, the selfish things that maybe I want. I want to be able to give to people who have unfortunate circumstances, or circumstances that we would deem unfortunate, and give them that support, whether if it's emotional, whether if it's spiritual, whether if it's physical, whether if it's even financial. And that just put a whole fire under my belly to remind myself of why I'm doing what I'm doing, to be able to be there for a young man like him. To be able to be there for kids in the world, whether even families in the world who have unfortunate circumstances. I don't just do this because I want to be like filthy rich or wealthy or more flexible with my time. That is a small part of it. And I think that's the beginning phases of prosperity. But overall, the real reason why I want to do that, and it's something that touched up in my last video. If you guys didn't go check it out, definitely do go check it out. It's about men, money, and power. But something that I touched up on that video, especially when it comes to money, is that money allows you flexibility and it gives you options. And that's what I want to provide for other people. The option to achieve their goals, the option to have flexibility, the option to be everything that they want to be, and give them the support, especially people who are in a disadvantaged position. Whether you're disabled, whether you grew up in a financial circumstance that may not be the best, or you're in a war-torn country or something like that. That's a big reason why I do what I do. And I think I just get that from like my upbringing. Like my mom was very helpful. Despite that we didn't have a lot, my mom did help where she could. And maybe even to the of like comfort of us. Like we had to squish ourselves in whatever situation that we were in to make room for someone. And that just instills something in you to be like, wow, I admire that about my mom. And if she could do it in her current circumstance, raising 6 kids, why can I do it in my current circumstance where I'm building and eventually will be prosperous? And that made me segue and kind of think about all the things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my family, my mom, my siblings, my nieces, my nephews, my friends. I'll get into the thing I'm most grateful for, but I'm grateful for those things, for those people, because they're my foundation. And I'm not saying that my family's perfect. To me, they're hilarious and they're the closest to perfection I would get, because they have their own personalities, they have their own things about them, their own opportunities, their own successes, their own admirations, their own goals. We are all different. Whether they're immediate family, whether they're family that got married into my family, whether they're my nieces, my nephews, whatever the case may be, they like family members all have a uniqueness to them. And even though we don't all align with everything that how we view life and how we even go about life, there is a innocent and I don't want to say reassuring, but it's just like a natural connection when we get together and when we see each other that is so unexplainable that despite my opportunities, despite their opportunities, despite our differences, whether if it's political, whether if it's how we live our lives, whether if it's what we want to do in life, whether if it's, how we go about life, how we may raise children. I don't have children yet, but either way, like those differences do not interfere, with us coming together and being connected. And I love that. That's something in my life that I'm so grateful for, because it really highlights the Christian values that we grew up on, but it also highlights the humanity that we give each other, and understanding that we can make mistakes and we're going to make mistakes. It doesn't take away the love. It doesn't take away the support that we give one another. And even though we can't support one another the way that we would want to say we're still there for each other, however way we could be. And I think the important thing that I love about my family is that if there's a willingness that we see that you're willing to grow and change, we'll be there for you. But we're not playing certain games, like we're not playing with you if you're not trying to slack or anything like that. Like we'll call you out. And that's something that I really love about my family. But another thing that I'm very grateful for is, I know if you guys hear him snoring in the back because we just came from the hospital yesterday, but is my dog. And I know some people are probably going to click off after hearing this, but just hear me out before you go. If you haven't left yet, before you go, I am so grateful for my dog Sapphire, and I wish you guys, I'm going to show him more on camera, like our interactions, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I love him so much, and I've had him. Sapphire's turning 13 this year. I've had him for a very long time, and he's been with me the entire time. He started off when I was younger and I was a teenager in high school. He was living with my mom, and I was living with my mom. But when I graduated high school and like shortly after, I went off on my own, and Sapphire's been with me ever since. He's just been in my house. He's my dog. He's technically my brother's dog. Whatever, my brother brought him into my mom's house, but everyone knows like he's my dog because I taken care of him. I want to say he was probably been given my mom's house for like 2 years, and then the rest of the time he's just no for like a few years, maybe a little bit more than 2 years. But then the rest of the time it's just been me and him. And when I say that we've been through so much together, from and so many different things. I don't want to get into everything because I don't obviously want to put like all my personal business out there. But this dog has been through when I was building myself as a young woman. Um, when I'm sorry, he's snoring, so it's like kind of distracting me because he's on some medication right now. But he's been through me through ups and downs when I was trying to build financially, when I was down and out, when he saved my life on several occasions. And he doesn't play about me at all when it comes to, especially when it comes to guys. He does not like me with men. Like let's just being very honest. He's very very overprotective. Even when it comes to like men that I probably like known for a while. If he senses something, he'll give you that notion like back up. Or even guys on the street, he'll give that notion like back up. Don't come closer. That he'll growl at them sometimes. It's so funny, but he does not play about me. But I'm so grateful for him because he's like a person. Like people always say, oh, dogs are just dogs, but I feel like those people never had a dog, so they can't really like understand the connection and how smart dogs actually are. Like Sapphire, we've been together for so long that I just understand him and he understands me, and our house is like so peaceful. But like I know, like he'll just like he doesn't have like he'll motion me in some ways, or like I don't know how to explain it, but we just have like a very genuine relationship. He's very smart, very loyal. He's attached to me to the hip. Don't get me wrong, when it's time for my mom to watch him if I'm traveling, he'll be like, okay, I'll see you later, mama. Like, you go do you. When I get back, obviously it's all love. But I'm so grateful for him. He's like, I think he's like hearing me right now. But I love him so much. Like, words can't describe my relationship with him. And I'll show you guys a lot more of our interactions. Right now, he's just down and out because we had to go to the hospital yesterday. But um, I appreciate him, and I appreciate my family, and I appreciate that young man who made me step outside of myself and reminds me of what I'm really doing, everything I'm doing for. Like, what is the ultimate outcome when I reach the pinnacle of my goal, when I reach my goal? What am I going to be doing? What do I want to do? Why am I doing what I'm doing? And it's to obviously take care of myself and my loved ones, but go beyond that and be a beacon of not just hope, but of action to young children, to families that can use the help. And I hope that you guys could take this message and think about why you're doing what you're doing, or the greater outcome, or what you wish you could do. And step outside yourselves, even if you don't want to do something for someone else. And let someone else's experience reflect back at you as to like what God is trying to tell you. What that experience of someone else's experiences can teach you. And I think with that experience, specifically seeing that young man at the gym, for me, I think God is just trying to teach me two things. One, Sharon, why are you doing what you're doing in the first place? What is your inner goal, your inner desire when it comes to the greater good of humanity? But then number two, if that young man can get up every day and probably doesn't complain, he's just grateful to get up and be able to go somewhere, how much should you be even more grateful and without complaint when it comes to doing something that you should be doing, regardless if you want to do it or not? And not only should be doing, but be grateful to do, because there's some people that struggle. There's some people that don't have that ability, even if it's something as small as being able to walk freely without crutches or without support. And that hit me very, very deeply. And I hope that this message could be a blessing to someone out there, could be a blessing to people like me that sometimes need to take a second to step back and, look at the world and be grateful for the things that you have, from the small little things as small as being able to breathe in and breathe out, to the bigger things of the financial stability or the things that you're working towards. Because sometimes we could just get so arrogantly caught up in what we think we deserve instead of being grateful for the things that we do have. And then for people out there that are disabled, and you're experiencing challenges, I know that I'm not in the same circumstances as you at all. I am in a different circumstances where I am starting from the beginning and I am starting from a place of not knowing. But I hope that you guys can comment below so I know that you guys are out there, and just know that I'm praying for you, I'm rooting for you, and I believe in your goals. I believe in whatever you want to do in life. And I would love to hear you. I would love to be a part of your journey, and maybe even talk to you. So do drop a comment below. I love you guys all. And I appreciate you guys for tuning into this video. That's all I have for today. Do remember that we drop content every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I'm trying to get out more. So I'm going to try to do something a little bit different this week. Hopefully my schedule allows it. But I wanted to share today with you guys something that really touched me, and I hope that it touches you guys and gives you guys a new perspective on how to go about the week and how to go about life. But I'll see you guys in my next video. So, bye.